I'm just going to read out some messages that were sent to us from a couple of different people and organisations in Ireland. Just a second. The first one is from the group Termination for Medical Reasons. I don't know if you're familiar with this group, but it's a group of women who became pregnant and their fetuses would not be able to survive outside, after birth, and were forced to travel mostly to Liverpool to have a termination. So this is a message from them that they sent us today. Savita's cases and ours have differences yet similarities. In Savita's case, actually, does anyone have anything to drink? Thank you. Savita's cases and ours have differences, yet similarities. In Savita's case, there was a real risk to her life. In our cases, our lives were never at risk, but it was inevitable that our babies would die. Savita and her husband were also told that it was inevitable that their baby would die, just a matter of time. But the hospital could not do anything while there was still a fetal heartbeat. So many of us heard this also. We cannot do anything while there is still a heartbeat. We all knew the outcome when given the diagnosis of a fatal abnormality. One way or another, our babies would die. We chose not to prolong the misery and agony of it. So in taking that choice, we had to endure a horrifically traumatic journey away from our home and families, but we are still alive. Tragically, for Savita and her husband, she did not get that chance. The government need to act now on this, not after an inquiry or another expert group report, but now. We have pleaded with politicians to listen to us and to listen to the public support we have gained and to do something. This is not about the wider debate. This is about terminations for medical reasons. Has it taken an innocent young woman dying for them to stand up and finally do something about this outdated, barbaric law? Shame on them. The second one is from Fiona Hyde, who's the editor of Siren magazine, and who also sent this to us today. Tonight we're here to mourn Savita Halappanavar. She was an Indian woman living in Ireland, a dentist, a wife, a dancer, and an expectant mother. On October 21st, she began to suffer a miscarriage. She then suffered again at the hands of Irish doctors in Galway, who for 3 days denied her request for termination. Due to this delay in providing standard medical care in this situation, a denial based solely upon the detection of a faint fetal heartbeat, Savita died on the 28th of October of septicemia. Tonight, we're here to respect her husband Praveen's wishes. He has said he never wants any woman to ever again have to die like Savita did, to die like she did in agony, to die like she did while being denied care, to die like she did while asking for help. Imagine the frustration and pain of being denied treatment you know would save your life. Imagine your doctor told you he was withholding treatment because Ireland is a Catholic country. No religion or code of moral beliefs has its rightful place in laws that affect us all, and it's time for Ireland to realise this. Tonight, we're here to call on the Irish government to finally legislate for the 20-year-old X case. Legal clarity and clear frameworks must be set in place so that women cannot die preventable deaths in Irish hospitals. But the X case is just the beginning. Isn't this about health and choice, not just life or death? How many other miscarrying women have endured this agony in Ireland but did not die? Only providing treatment in life-threatening situations is simply not enough. Irish law must begin to provide for the health and well-being of its female population. Tonight we are here to ask for change. The Irish government must no longer bend to pressure from the religious right, to these hypocrites who say that there is no such thing as an Irish abortion. For there is Irish abortion, it just doesn't happen in our hospitals. 12 women per day leave Ireland to secure care outside of their country. For many different reasons women travel. These women are neglected by the Irish state, sent abroad, pushed out, and then have their existence and experience denied. Tonight, we're here to ask the Irish government 3 simple things. Please don't let any more women die. Please don't make any more women travel. Please legislate. Thank you. And the final statement is one that came to us from a group of NUI Galway and University of Limerick academics. We express our deepest sympathy to Savita Halappanavar's husband, family, parents, and friends. The shocking death of Savita and her husband's account of the prolonged pain and distress that she endured over the days preceding her death in a public hospital in this modern democratic state are almost beyond comprehension. And yet, failures to safeguard the human rights of pregnant women in such situations are chillingly predictable. Ireland is one of only a handful of countries across the globe boasting such highly restrictive abortion laws and the persistent cultural influence of ultra-conservative religious teaching. It is an outlier country that endorses a constitutional ban on abortion. It is a country that is governed by a political class that is out of step with public opinion on this issue, and which, for decades, has lacked the courage to address and avert, through legislation, the inevitable catastrophes that accompany absolutist approaches to abortion. We may be appalled, saddened, and ashamed by this latest manifestation of our punitive abortion laws, but we cannot be surprised. The European Court of Human Rights has ruled that Ireland is failing to protect the human rights of pregnant women in its refusal to ensure clear laws and procedures and an independent appeals process whereby any woman whose life is at risk by a continuing pregnancy will have access to a life-saving termination in Ireland. Other UN bodies overseeing Ireland's compliance with its human rights commitments regularly raise concerns that Ireland's abortion laws are at odds with an array of rights, including to the highest attainable standard of healthcare and the right to make decisions concerning reproduction free of discrimination, coercion, and violence. We call for an independent public inquiry into the circumstances of Savita's death while in the care of the state, and we call on our elected representatives to introduce comprehensive legislation to implement the 1992 Supreme Court X case ruling without further delay. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Okay, sorry, there's just one more, which is from Choice Ireland. Speaking in advance of the planned demonstrations in Dublin tomorrow calling for legislation to allow life-saving abortions, Choice Ireland spokesperson Stephanie Lord called upon people to come out in solidarity in other European cities to show that the world is watching Ireland now and the government must move to legislate to prevent needless deaths like that of Savita Halappanavar. Stephanie Lord said, "We are calling upon people around the world to come out and show that women cannot be left die as a result of political cowardice and a refusal to acknowledge that women who have life-threatening conditions in pregnancy are entitled to necessary medical treatment." Choice Ireland would like to offer our support to and thanks to everybody in Germany and across the world who've taken the time to attend vigils at Irish embassies everywhere to publicly express their grief at Savita's death. We hope that Savita's family will be able to take some small comfort from the huge outpouring of shock and sadness expressed by people across the world at the news of her death. We are calling on everyone who attends these vigils to take action and to encourage their friends and families to take action and to call on our politicians to legislate to ensure that no other woman is denied an abortion when her life or health is at risk. This must never happen again.